it to the strategy and hit the ball rolling anytime you see this kind of setup. Okay, I love you so much. Thanks for yesterday, Daddy. Jimmy, we really want to say thank you for your support, for your guidance. We don't take it for granted. We say thank you, Daddy. We personally love you. Thank you so much. All right, you can see this. I drew this chart yesterday, but due to a whole lot of excitement yesterday, I wasn't able to make it. And as you can see, it has played out. It has played out. This is the other block I marked yesterday. You can see it has played out. Okay. Now, what is an order block? For short, order blocks are candles where market makers, banks, or institutions place their positions, okay, or their orders. Okay. Now we have types of order block. We have the bearish and the bullish order block. The bearish order block is the last bullish candle before the momentum or the movement that breaks structure to the downside, like we have here now. The last bullish candle before the movement that breaks structure to the downside. That is to say, we're expecting price to come to it on a later day, which price just did now. You can see that now, and it's moving down. But then, the bullish order block is the last bearish candle before the movement that breaks structure to the upside or higher. Is that okay? So it's just the opposite of the bearish order block. Now there are certain conditions an OB will meet to be valid or to be considered valid. There are so many conditions, but there is a specific condition it will meet. Then guys, just keep the ball rolling. Okay. First, I have identified this area. This is the high. See this now? This high, they pushed. See that now? You see that now? And liquidity was taken here. The reason why I shifted it to this point is to capture this other candles. Okay, this area, liquidity was taken, and what happened? The market reversed and broke structure to the downside. Is that okay? First, it has met the number one requirement, which is liquidity grab or stop hand. Okay. Now the second is break in market structure. And if you notice here, price also formed equal highs here in front of the OB. It's another confirmation. Okay. Is that okay? These are retail resistance, right? Equal highs. Okay. Now look in front of the OB. It's another confirmation. I know some persons will come here and start waiting for it. Some persons will come here and do something like this. Some persons will come here and do something like this from this area and consider this the OB. And look what price did. Then put their stop loss right above this area. Okay. And look, the market dug deep into that area and stop them out and continue. So that's why you don't do that. Take note of those highs. Okay. That's why I marked it. And when price crossed it, I knew it's nowhere near my OB. So I had to wait. Okay. Now look, price entered deep, dug deep into it. Now, the reason I brought the concept, or I didn't bring the concept, but I saw that concept, it's super gorgeous. The concept of refining your OB on lower time frame is because of what has just happened here. See how deep price dug. Though to some persons, this OB will no longer hold price. You know, they run into emotional roller coaster and the rest of them. Okay, but then the concept of refining OB on lower time frame will help you know if this OB is going to hold price. Okay, now we've identified all the criteria. Stop hunt. Okay, break a market structure to the downside. Okay, now we saw an equal high. Also another confirmation, and now price returning to the OB but dug deep into the OB. Now how are we going to confirm that this OB will hold price? So go to our lower time frame, okay, which is say 5 minutes to refine this. I want a really tight entry on the 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go to 5 minutes. We want a tight entry, so we're using the 5 minutes. Okay, all right, on the 5 minutes chart you can see everything super gorgeous. Okay, let's see. You can see that in those areas, you can see those areas on the 5 minutes. Now this is the OB, the other block. Okay, look at the equal highs. and blah and blah and blah. Okay, so now this is price returning to the OB. This is the OB. Okay, so let's start our refining from here, or we'll call it breakdown. Let's start the breakdown from here. Now we want to see that movement. We want to see the movement inside this OB align, or the movement inside the OB in line with our directional bias in that OB. Okay, we want a push to the downside, right? So now let's do our refining. Okay, now price enter this OB. You see now some other persons will be looking at it from that point of weak wyckoff rather, but I want to really simplify this stuff because I noticed that many persons are having this issue of understanding the leveling of wyckoff, the all the movement, the preliminary support, the automatically selling climbers or buying climbers and the rest of them. So I want to really make it simple, okay? So you don't have to be cramming all this and you fail it on the long run. So look at this simple approach. I am doing this because I know we have a lot of newbies in that group. So I really want you to understand this concept, okay? It's super simple. So look at this. Now it's also known as Wyckoff demystify. Okay, now the first thing we'll do inside the OB, we'll know price inside the OB. The first thing we'll do there is to identify um identify this last support inside the OB. Good guys. Now we found the support. Now the next thing is we want to find the highs inside the OB. We find the high. Okay, I can decide to first of all find the high, find the last support that took liquidity, right? I can decide to find that. Okay, whichever one, I know what I'm doing, just apply the same concept. Now we'll find the last high. Is that okay? Equal high, rather equal high. Okay, then we'll find the support that took liquidity. Okay, now look at the support. Liquidity was taken here. You see that now? Stop on. Is that okay? Now came back and broke structure to the downside. Look at it. Look at it. Structure was broken here to the downside. Okay, now we've identified an OB. Look at it. Are you seeing this? So look, that break, price came back to it. Look at it. That's super gorgeous. Look at it. Price came back to it. First entry, price moved down. Are you seeing that now? The confirmation. You see the movement now? Are you seeing this movement? You seeing this movement, right? Good. All right. The next thing, look at this area on that entry inside the OB. We'll find the last support. Okay. Now find the high. Are you seeing that now? Seeing that now? Last support, and look at that break the market structure. This thing happens all the time. Sometimes it will not happen. Price will just come there and just push. Okay, so you engage price aggressively too when price fail to do this. Okay, now look at this. The last bullish candle before the movement that breaks structure down. Okay, now see that now. Now look at the criteria. Stop hand. Is that okay? Break in market structure, ROTO, and that's the next entry, guys. You can see that is super gorgeous. So I've been able to refine my OB, and you see I've gotten 2 entries inside that OB. All right, thank you guys. God bless you. Add this with the ATM plus strategy, and I bet you the sky will not be your limit. The sky will be your starting point. One love.